You will soon discover that the more you have and the more you are grateful for, the more will be given to you. This year, let's strive to have only one obligation on Thanksgiving Day, to sincerely give thanks.
Thank you. Grateful, 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 grateful is the I am. Grateful, yes, I am. Holy, 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 holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Worthy, 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 worthy is the I am. Worthy, yes, I am. Precious, 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 precious is the I am. Precious, yes, we are. Thanks.
Thank you, John. So beautiful.
Thank
Really
you.
beautiful.
I
Perfect
enjoyed.
song for this morning.
Thanks for your opening chant. I'd like to bring that back too, maybe in the future. We could all sing it.
Yeah, that would be so
Beautiful.
much fun. That was written by Linda Webb Kakava.
Mm.
Um, and Beth, thank you so
Yeah.
much for the beautiful meditation. So
Okay.
I am just gonna say it right now. I am on tech and and talk today. And I'm having this amazing light shining in at me. I think Spirit is just shining its light on us right now. And so we're just going to accept that and call it good. So good morning and welcome to San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living's joyful celebration of spirit, where all are welcome, accepted, and loved. My name is Reverend Lisa Hamilton, and I am so excited to be with you this morning, this fourth Sunday morning in November, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And this week, as a country, we celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday. Our holidays in the United States are tied to the history we learned growing up in school. And history is a funny thing. History, as many of us have been taught recently, some of us, is not really based on facts or truth, but more often based on one unjustified, manipulative, dominant perspective. And some folks have known about this all too well. And many of us are still trying to catch up. So I have this practice of researching every holiday that I notice or come across, especially the holidays that are observed here in the United States. And the good news is that we are in an amazing time of awakening. And because of this, there are so many great resources for us to learn and appreciate the diversity and the beauty of the cultures, the people, and everything about our world that makes it so wonderful and so rich. It is truly a time for gratitude. Now, this talk is full of information and practices that you can use to deepen your awareness and instantly improve your life experience. So, if you want to grab a notebook and get ready, let's have some fun. So, Here's a great resource to explore just to start out with, and to share with your family and to really make your Thanksgiving holiday rich and full of meaning. Do a search on Google and search the term decolonize Thanksgiving. You will find all kinds of ways to deepen your awareness, connect with more truthful and authentic way to connect with the history of this holiday and the truth of this holiday, and to expand your appreciation and reasons to be grateful during this holiday season. I also found out that this month is Native American Heritage Month, which is really wonderful because I stumbled across this great site. The website is called nativeamericanheritagemonth.gov, and it has exhibits and art and history and videos and all kinds of learning opportunities. And I plan to explore that over the holidays. There's so much there to look at. Yeah, so this is the thing about being conscious and being aware is it is our charge as human beings to uncover the truth. And so we learn the truth about what's going on in our human experience. This is important. And we also get to center ourselves in the truth of our spiritual beingness, our sovereignty, our limitlessness. We're here to be a beneficial presence on this planet and a beneficial presence in this world by grounding ourselves in spiritual principle, our inner intention, and by taking this knowingness, this consciousness, and bringing conscious action out into the world to bring more love, to bring more peace, to bring more power, freedom, joy for ourselves, for our sisters, our brothers, our siblings, all sentient beings, our Mother Earth, everything on this planet. We want to bring that beautiful energy of love and joy and power and peace everywhere we go. And so we're balancing between being a spiritual being and being a human being, right? It's all one, but we balance those aspects of ourselves. So this is truly a reason to be grateful. We are redefining right now, today, let's redefine, and maybe you've already done this, what Thanksgiving means to us. We're creating greater opportunity for awareness, healing, and gratitude today. So like so many people I know, it could be easy to slip into reasons to be disappointed and dissatisfied instead of grateful. Many of us are not able to be with our families and in the same ways that we have in the past. The time we have spent secluded from some of our friends and our loved ones has, been extended. It kind of feels like an eternity. So since it's just gone beyond way the point many of us expected, it can feel like forever, and feelings of isolation and depression can make it difficult to remember how fortunate that we really are. And it's important to remember, not only because it's more enjoyable to remember that we're fortunate, but it's also good for our health. Yes, studies have shown really good for our health. And so I'm going to talk about that at some point in this talk. But also because the infinite presence is responsive. It's responsive and corresponds to our thoughts. This is a great time of awakening, and our consciousness is mirrored back to us in ways that I've never seen before. It just keeps accelerating. The truth is being unveiled at greater and greater speeds. And so now is not the time to give up our spiritual practice. It's time to round up all of our spiritual tools and our support so that we can co-create the experience in this world that we would like to manifest. John F. Kennedy said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." I remember when I started taking classes at the Center for Spiritual Living. I don't even know why I signed up, to tell you the truth. Just something made me sign up, and it just happened. And at the time, I was a single mom, struggling to just make it, struggling to get by, struggling to pay the bills. I had been beat up by life, so I thought. I loved my kids, but I didn't love my life. It felt like life was coming at me. It felt like I was being assaulted, one fresh hell after another. And every day, a new challenge, a new trauma, more things to complain about. I was swimming in a sea of negativity, and we live in a reciprocal universe. So, guess what? I focused my attention on all the bad things that were happening in my life. I felt like I was constantly assaulted by life. And guess what? Guess what the universe did for me? It said, yes, I'm going to give you what you're focusing on. It showed me what was in my consciousness. It mirrored it back to me perfectly. It served me up more negativity, more challenges, more traumas, more incoming, more assaults. I was in this nasty cycle. I had a dark cloud hanging over me, and I could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I would fall asleep every night, worried about how I was going to pay the bills, replaying some sort of conflict I got myself into sometime throughout the day. All of this negativity would come up, fears would come up, and that's what I would fall asleep to. I would wake up every morning disappointed. I didn't get enough sleep. I wasn't excited about the new day. And an unending list of tasks would start parading through my head. Has this ever happened to you? I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And oh my God, I don't have time for this and I don't have time for that, but I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to squeeze it in and how am I going to do this and how am I going to do that? Thank God I signed up for that class called Foundations. It was a pivotal point in my life. Reverend Mary Murray Shelton was the teacher for that class. And in that class, we learned about spiritual principle and how to change our thinking, to change our lives. We learned that what we think and believe is planted like seeds in the universal law of mind, which is like soil. And the results produced are based on the types of seeds that you plant. So if we plant negativity and dissatisfaction, that magnetizes and magnifies and mirrors back in our experience more negativity and more dissatisfaction. If we plant seeds of a higher vibration, like joy or peace or gratitude or love, the universe mirrors back to us more peace, more joy, more love, more gratitude. We also learned how to shift our consciousness to thoughts of a higher vibration by learning our form of affirmative prayer, which is called spiritual mind treatment. Now, all of this is a very simplified description of what we learned in this class. And to really get a sense for what you can learn, just let us know, sign up for our mailing list, and we'll be sure to let you know how to register for this class in January. Reverend Muwada Rasuli will be teaching it, and it's going to be powerful. But anyway, so I took Foundations. And then I took a second class because I was starting to feel something. I was starting to feel a little glimmer of light, a little bit of hope. So I took, the next class I took was Spiritual Practices for Daily Living. And now I'm getting to the point of my story. So like a slow drip. I'm getting this slow drip of the principles that I had been learning and studying and practicing. And they were starting to be infused and express in my daily life. I had been learning and practicing and learning and practicing, and I made this commitment to myself. The prayers, the affirmations, the affirmative music I was listening to by our amazing New Thought musicians. Out of nowhere, I woke up. Out of nowhere, I woke up one morning and the sun was shining so brightly. I woke up that morning and there wasn't any disappointment. And there were no lists of tasks running through my head. I woke up that morning to the sweet sound of affirmations singing in my head. I woke up that morning tuned to divine radio. I woke up that morning to a sweet, beautiful, short musical chant by Karen Drucker that was playing in my head. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I wasn't feeling disappointment and negativity. I was in a spontaneous state of gratitude. And guess what happened next? The more that I was in this state of gratitude, the more reasons for being grateful showed up in my life, right? The universe is mirroring this back to me. Friends started showing up in my life, deeper connections with my children, deeper connections and harmony with the world around me. Opportunities to do the things I love that scare the heck out of me, like doing music in front of people, singing in front of people. Opportunities for better career choices. My bills were easier to pay. I didn't have to worry about where the money was coming from anymore. I knew where it was coming from. It was sourced, so it was divinely sourced. It is divinely sourced. We are all divinely sourced. I was moving past perceived limitations I thought I had and succeeding in ways I never thought possible. Life was more colorful, literally. I mean, the trees were more green, the flowers were more colorful. I was seeing all these brighter colors in nature and in people. The fog was lifted. Oprah Winfrey said, "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough." I am so grateful for my support system, for my teachers along the way, my prayer partners, my practitioners, coaches, ministers, counselors. It takes a village to show up in all this magnificence. It takes a village, and we have a village for you. We have a village for you. We want to help you show up in all of your magnificence too. You can call our office using the phone number on our Facebook page or on our website. You can show up after this talk today. We're going to have fellowship. We're going to gather together, and we'll have breakout rooms where you can have private prayer with a prayer practitioner and kickstart your journey to a greater level of gratitude, appreciation, and abundance. You know what else I'm grateful for? The technology that we have to connect with each other during this time where we're feeling more isolated. We can connect here. I'm connecting with you here live on Facebook right now. And you're watching from Facebook, and you can connect with each other through the comments section below. So be sure to post a comment and say hello to your fellow travelers on this journey. Say hello and connect to our beautiful community here at the San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living. Okay, we are not letting you go and leave here without some of these amazing, beautiful techniques and spiritual practices that you can use right now. Today, we're focusing on gratitude in celebration of the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. So here are 6 gratitude practices you can start today. So first one is list 3 things that you're grateful for before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. Just 3 things. You can list 5 or 10 things if you want, but we're going to bookend your day. And we're going to bookend your day with positivity, because if you wake up and you wake up in a positive state, then it sets your day up for being more positive. If you go to bed in a positive state, it sets you up to wake up in a positive state so that you can have a more positive day, right? So there's a cycle here. So we're going to bookend the days. 3 things you're grateful for before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, first thing. And you can even write them down if you want. Keep a gratitude journal and write about the people. This is number 2. Keep a gratitude journal and write about the people, events, and experiences and things in your life that you are grateful for. It's so great to write things down. It just really solidifies it in our beingness, and it also gives us something to look back on to see how far we've come. So gratitude journal. Number 3, write at least 1 thank you card each week to someone who gave you a gift, or gave you a gift of their time, or gave you some encouragement, or to a company that served you, or a teacher or a friend who served you, somebody who prepared food for you. Write at least 1 thank you card each week. Number 4, write a thank you letter to someone who helped or inspired or changed your life for the better. Think about all the angels in your life and pick one to write a thank you letter to. They may not realize how they impacted your life. And guess what? When you write these thank you letters to people, what happens for them? You're in gratitude. You're sending this thank you letter. It's coming with your gratitude. And instantly, their heart opens and they feel gratitude. So you get gratitude times 2. And then what happens? It's kind of like compound interest. It just starts snowballing. And there's just gratitude all around you, in front of you, behind you, to each side of you, all around you, above, below. You're just centered in it. So write a letter. Number 5. Find every reason to be grateful for anything and everything that shows up in your life. I know it doesn't always look good. It can be masked as disaster when it shows up in your life, but there's always some reason for that thing showing up in your life. It's telling you something. It's teaching you something. It's bringing you some sort of gift. So look for it. Look for the gift. Number 6, get some music. from our New Thought musicians, Ricky Byers, Melissa Felipe and Z Egloff, Karen Drucker, Michael Gott, Lisa Ferraro, Gino Walker, Jamie Lula. There are so many. That's just naming a few. And we could give you a whole list that you can choose from. Let us know if you need more ideas. Tell us in the comments below. We'll give you more ideas for music. And I'm sure, people in our community have their favorite. What is your favorite New Thought musician? Post it in the comments. That would be fabulous. Let's create a resource for this. So anyway, play these, play the music in your car, play it in your house, dance around to it, do the dishes with it, clean your house with it, exercise to it. Have that constant stream of positivity flowing around you and in you, the affirmations of these beautiful songs that these New Thought artists create for us. They're so amazing. They just go in and they stay there. And that's what we want. We want to brainwash ourselves in a really good way, right? Brainwash yourself with positive music. Be a joy magnet. Be a love magnet. That's how you do it. Okay, let's jumpstart our practice right now. Don't be shy. Post in the comments below answers to these questions. What are you grateful for this morning? Tell your community at San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living what you're grateful for this morning. And what are you looking forward to experiencing over the Thanksgiving holiday? Let's not go into what we can't do or what we're not going to do. Let's talk about what we're excited about. There's something amazing happening on Thanksgiving. And if you don't have something amazing happening, we're going to open a Zoom room on Thanksgiving from probably 3 to 5 p.m. or 3 to 6 p.m., something like that. And I'll post that on our Facebook page so you can find us. And we'll do something amazing together. And then, which gratitude practice that we discussed are you going to commit yourself to start doing today? You can say it out loud to your friends right there on Facebook, or you can just write it down. Or are you going to take on the super powerful challenge of doing them all, which equals more reasons to be grateful? Remember, more gratitude equals more gratitude. And more gratitude equals more reasons to be grateful. You don't have to believe me. This is a science, and with science, we get to try things and we get to see if they work, and we get to adjust them to make them work even better. We get to play around with it. But I can tell you that there are countless people, practitioners, students of the science of mind, ministers who practice this stuff on a daily basis. And we know that we would not have the lives that we have now without these practices. We know how powerful they are. And so I'm looking forward to, if you're using them, great. There's always room for improvement. The more we use them, the more powerful our life gets. So you may already know these practices, but if you do, use them more. If you don't, try them out. They're amazing. So I have another quote for you from the Buddha. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Also, there have been studies that show that gratitude is beneficial for your health, your emotional well-being, and so you can't lose by practicing. Search on Google, gratitude study health benefits, and you'll find all kinds of great material on how gratitude improves your health. I'm going to give you 8 right now. Gratitude makes us feel happier, attracts friends and relationships to us, boosts our career, strengthens us emotionally, energetically, physically, and spiritually, gives us a more positive outlook, reduces materialism, improves sleep, helps us become more resilient. Do you want more of this good stuff? If so, say yes in the chat. I want this good stuff. I want more gratitude. What is your favorite gratitude practice? You may be practicing something I didn't mention. Share it with the folks in the chat. What benefits have you seen from practicing? Share that in the chat. Ernest Holmes says in the Science of Mind textbook on page 497.2, in everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. How we love to do for those who cooperate with and are grateful for our small endeavors. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. I was thinking about gratitude and I was thinking about emojis. We have this emoji that's kind of like prayer hands, right? It's prayer hands and it's used, we use it for a couple different things on Facebook or on our emails. We use it, I see people using it as a way to say that they're praying for you or you're in their thoughts and prayers. And I've seen people use it as a way to thank people. But either way you look at it, Anjali Mudra is at your heart center, right? So gratitude comes from your heart. Praying for someone and having them in your thoughts and prayers comes from your heart. So this mudra is perfect for both. And I like to study these mudras and really get a sense of, exactly, what they mean. So the hands together in front of the chest is called Anjali Mudra. And it's used extensively as part of the spiritual cultures of the East and West as a gesture of prayer to show respect, humble oneself, and surrender to the greatness of life. In seated meditation posture, so you hold it that way, but I want to move to the benefits. Calming and centering. It's calming and centering. It facilitates a connection to the heart and central channel. It evokes feelings of humility, reverence, and devotion. So our gratitude opens our heart. This mudra reminds us and brings us into an energy field that opens our hearts. When we say thank you, when we pray for somebody, it's all about our heart opening space. So in gratitude, we get to feel the love. We get to feel more love. We get to feel more connected. We get to feel more in tune and in touch with the divine beingness within us, with that greatness within us that knows that it knows that it knows, and it guides us. It guides our lives so that we can make the choices for these opportunities that show up in our outer experience, make the best choices for us. So gratitude is so important for us metaphysicians that it has its very own step in our 5-step form of affirmative prayer called spiritual mind treatment. So it is the 4th step in treatment. And it is something that you are going to notice as our pulpit assistant and practitioner for this morning, Beth Anderson, offers our treatment directly after this talk, which I am just going to end by saying, thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful to each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing what's been going on in the comments. We will post the Zoom room link in the comments shortly after we end this video presentation, and you can join us in fellowship afterwards. That would be fabulous. Thank you.